Hey, welcome to Graphic Policy Television, GPTV. I'm Brad. In my hand is one of Marvel's newest releases for their Star Wars comics. You can get this in trade. It's Star Wars Darth Vader, The Burning Seas, Volume 3 of that series. Now, if you haven't been reading the Star Wars comics from Marvel, you're really missing out. I think if you're a Star Wars fan, they are awesome. They've basically been expanding the Star Wars universe in such a way, pretty much the way you should be expanding properties like that. And if you are not a Star Wars fan, they're still really entertaining. So it's bonus and, well, bonus. So this collects issues 13 through 18 and the annual number 2. It's by Charles Soule, Chuck Wendig, Giuseppe Camuncoli, Leonard, Kirk, Daniele Orlandini, Walden, Wong, Scott Hanna, David Curiel, and Nolan, Woodard. Basically, there's like three stories out of this. The first is actually really cool. So it's Mon Cala is still somewhat independent from the Empire. So the issue or the story is the Empire trying to bring that really into control and get them to break. So basically Vader gets dispatched with a bunch of Inquisitors to go to rock some shit. Mon Cala is kind of being a little bit difficult to deal with, and we find out that a Jedi is behind that. Yes, there's still some Jedi that exist past Order 66. And Vader goes out to basically kick some butt and take care of whatever is on that planet. Now, what's really, really cool about this, and I think as a whole with a lot of the Star Wars comics, is that they are bringing in a lot of pieces of the puzzles and connecting them in ways that we haven't really seen before. Order 66 is a reference in here. It's actually kind of a big deal and is a pretty pivotal scene in this. The Inquisitors, which first I've ever seen them was in the Clone Wars, not the Clone Wars, the Star Wars cartoon that just ended. I'm totally blanking on the name of it. Rebels. Is the first time I've seen him was in Star Wars Rebels, and you've got him here in this, and we learn a little bit more about them. I think they might have been in one or two other comics as well, but you know, it's cool characters that you just don't. I want to learn more about. I want to kind of figure out what the hell's going on with them. So, we're seeing a great opportunity of expanding the Star Wars universe, and this really focuses on Darth Vader and the struggles that he actually deals with, the fact that, he used to be Anakin, he used to be one of the good guys. So, they're doing some really cool stuff with the character and the storyline overall, and you get to see some cool history of the Star Wars universe. And I think what's really neat is we also see in the main Star Wars how Mon Cala became part of the rebellion. This also kind of hints at some of that as well. So there's some really cool stuff in this. Puts a lot of the pieces of the puzzle together, and it's a solid read when it comes to that. Basically, it's entertaining, and then if you're a Star Wars fan, it's the next level type stuff. So the second story has to deal with Darth Vader and Tarkin, and Vader basically Tarkin owes him a favor. So the favor is Vader wants Tarkin to try to hunt him down and kill him. Yeah. So it's a very interesting read, partially because it reads a lot like just a horror film. Vader's like the relentless serial killer going after his prey. So that's actually, I think, really, really cool. It's pretty neat to see. And then the third story is the annual, and it's kind of a direct tie-in to Rogue One, in that there is something going on in Geonosis. There's a bunch of there is something that is causing production issues, and Vader is tasked to go figure out what the hell's going on. There is references, obviously, to the prequel trilogy, because obviously Geonosis was a big deal there. We had that scene where Anakin was tied up, and then all the Jedi coming to save him. We see like reflections on that with Vader, and there's also there's a lot of references to Rogue One, which is pretty cool because it winds up basically being a prequel to Rogue One, and we now know why the Ursos kind of do some of the stuff that they do, which is again really cool. So that's the thing I really have been enjoying about the Star Wars comics as a whole, is that they tie together everything that's been coming out and doing it in a really intelligent way, and then on top of it, adding so much to it. Like, we get to see Jedi we might have never seen before. We get to see new aspects of the Star Wars world that we don't necessarily see before, and it's just done in an entertaining way. Like, that's the only way I need to describe it. Like, if you're into just good storytelling, you're fine. You'll enjoy this. If you are into Star Wars, you're going to like this on the next level. If you are a hardcore Star Wars nerd, you're going to love this, because it really helps connect the dots, and it's just cool like that. The art is awesome. We'll just show some of this. So we got Vader and some of the Inquisitors using the Force to hold back an ocean. Let's see what else we got here. Some other stuff. Vader having some nightmares. So that's the main story, and the main story is, the art is great. The backup story, the art is still pretty decent. I think there's a little slight different of a style, but still good. And then the annual is I would say is different art. The annual, I don't know if I dig quite as much art-wise, but it's still good. There's nothing particularly wrong with it. It's just, I think the other stuff is way better. As far as extras, there's not really any. There's a couple variants, and there's actually a variant, and that's it. So you're now not getting really a whole lot of extras here. I mean, this is a pretty, this is a solid read for $19.99. You're getting 3 stories in it. Good art. And yeah, like, if you have not been reading Marvel Star Wars stuff, you're missing out. It's really what it comes down to. You can go get this in comic stores and bookstores now. Obviously, go support your comic shop first and foremost. Always support your comic shop. They are the backbone of the industry. If you don't know if you have a shop near you, we've got a link beneath this video. It is you can open your zip code. It'll tell you if your shop's near you. If there's no shop, there's no problem. We got affiliate links as well. You can purchase it. But there are affiliate links. We do get a small percentage. But doing that, you help support us. I want to thank Marvel for hooking us up with this review copy. We always appreciate it. And thank you for watching. We like to, obviously be transparent as to what we get for free, so you can decide how full of it we are. If you're into comics, if you're into Star Wars, if you're into Marvel, you can check us out every single day at graphicpolicy.com. We're on Twitter, Facebook, YouTube, Tumblr, all at Graphic Policy, keeping it nice and consistent. Until next time, keep reading those comics, and keep it geeky. Hey, thanks for watching the previous video from Graphic Policy Television. Just by watching, you help support our site. Thank you so much. Now, if you're watching these videos, you probably care about geeky things like movies, television, comic books, toys, games, video games, you name it. You can go and subscribe right now to our YouTube channel to stay in touch and catch all the new videos, or check out our website at graphicpolicy.com. There's a nice link on this end of the video. But as always, thank you for watching. Keep on rocking and keep it geeky.